Fading old landmarks represent something intangible, the forgotten energy of other decades, of other lives. The big bands used to play in the Venetian room of Alexandria's Hotel Bentley in the 40s and 50s. Anyone old enough to remember or lucky enough to have heard them must regret there are no more big bands crisscrossing the country. Surprise, we found one. They've driven across several state lines to be here. They're ready to unload the bus. It's a late Saturday afternoon in mid-December, and band leader Jack Morgan is about to encounter an inconvenience.
Oops. Locked. Oh, well. That's par for the course. We have that quite a bit. Hurry up and wait. It's the name of the game.
This is the bus, and this is the story of an extraordinary band that travels the nation as no one else does anymore.
I'm 54 years old, and I've been doing this since 1958 myself. I know I don't look it.
Drummer Eddie Julian.
Been doing it with Jack for 23 years. December 21st, I'll start my 24th year.
Sometimes you feel like a 70-mile-an-hour sardine, but generally we have a great bunch of guys, and that helps things a bit.
This is Harold Meeker. He lives in Las Vegas, Nevada, but back, how many years ago did you join? What year was that?
78.
78.
Give me a typical day. Tell me something.
A typical day, we might get up at 7, 8 o'clock. It just depends on how far we have to go, but mostly we do one-nighters across the country.
The latest and every engagement for the Jack Morgan Orchestra includes unloading their own equipment, every bit of it, carrying their own instruments and setting up their own stage.
And I was going to say it beat loading boxcars.
Tonight it's the American Legion Hall in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, for one of the last big bands, still traveling the road and stopping in towns conveniently close to their fans. These are their fans. The thousands of music lovers who remember a golden age of swing and wah-wah, and as another band leader put it, that sweet music for dancing and dreaming.
We're like his daddy's wah-wah.
Yeah, when you hear Schubert's Serenade.
Oh, it brings back wonderful memories of Russ Morgan's orchestra. And Jack is so much like him. He looks like him. He has the same library, all the repertoire that he plays. Yes, it's a big thrill to get to come to hear him.
If you're a dancer, you don't need any description.
It has a lot of feeling. It makes you want to enjoy the dancing to it because of the feeling of the music.
Every person here tonight knows the first note from Jack Morgan's trombone will be the lead-in to a song his father wrote. It's called, Does Your Heart Beat for Me? This is the music of romance for any age. The cavernous Veterans Hall melts away, and a starlit ballroom entreats pairs of shuffling feet to the light fantastic.
The band, of course, is marvelous. It's full. It's a large band. I love the trombone, something we don't get here anymore with all these little combos around. To dance to a full orchestra is a big thrill.
The quality of the music and the dancing with the partner. You don't throw the beautiful lady out and draw her back. Or you don't go dancing off in the other direction with the lady and meet once in a while. We prefer this type of music, this type of dancing, and the type of people we have.
They live for it, you know, and it's great to know that you're out here giving people a great deal of pleasure and you're making them happy. That does make a difference. The playing is what makes it all worthwhile.
Oh, it's nostalgic to me, yes, but had I never even heard Russ or his music, this is wonderful.
They are fans of more than the music. They are devoted to a gentle camaraderie we in the colder world may call old-fashioned, even corny. In an age of anything goes, the Big Timers Club, meeting here tonight, requires formal attire. In an era of hurried living, they make the time for this one whole night of nearly bygone gentility.
All right, we're about to enter the Morgan Room.
Among the many fans, one stands out. V.O. Mitchell has devoted a room in his house to the Morgan Band.
This is the room in my home that's devoted to the Russ Morgan Orchestra, Russ Morgan himself and son Jack, who now heads the orchestra.
You have posters and tapes, hundreds of tapes, obviously albums, pictures. How long have you been collecting all this?
It'll go back to 1941, 42, in that range.
But Jack Morgan, the trombonist and band leader, just isn't that old. V.O. Mitchell has been following the band since it was the Russ Morgan Orchestra, begun in 1935 by Jack's father.
And Russ was the leader, and believe it or not, it was financed by Rudy Valley. Most people won't believe that because Valley was noted as being kind of close with the money. Talent, unbelievable. The guy was an arranger, composer. He played at least 5 instruments, including the piano and the organ, and the trombone, naturally. And had been an arranger, for example, for John Philip Sousa.
What is special about the way that Russ and Jack both play the trombone?
Well, I've heard Jack say something that is the best way to describe it. He said, Dad could do things with a trombone that can't be done on a trombone. And he said, I've tried to copy that. And he has. He's a clone, really, of Russ. He's identical on the trombone. And even his vocals, I find many times hard to distinguish between the two voices.
Another night, another stop for the Morgan Band. The small town of Clinton is on their agenda every year. This despite a hectic schedule.
I went home back at the Quad Cities in Illinois for a week, and that's the only week. From January 4th to January 12th was the only week that I have even been home since last September, and I don't get home now until April 10th.
The band plays Clinton every year because it's like coming home to family. A network of friends keeps their spirits up. Legions of fans appear again and again. Renee and Nell Gay could think of no better way to spend their 43rd wedding anniversary than in this warm lodge with this warm music.
When we go to a dance, she wears me out. I'm getting kind of old for this, you know. But we manage to get through it most of the time.
Break out a sweat. Not perspire, just sweat. Especially when I have good music and we dance every dance.
Dance every day?
Every dance. Every dance.
She wears me out.
Happy anniversary, Renee and Nell. And happy anniversary to the Morgan Band. Tonight, it is 60 years old. Still touring, still swinging, still bringing a beautiful sound to dance halls across the land.
Indeed.